Alright guys, so I'm bringing you a video today for an electronics parts guide, right? I'm going to do a bunch of math that's involved in all sorts of farming for the electronic parts, right? And we're going to figure out together what the best way will be to get a large amount of electronic parts so that we can mass produce AP ammo or wish rockets or, whatever you need them for. So, without further ado, let's get right into the monolith farming of the video, and we're going to test out how effective that is against boss farming. So, let's get to it. As you can see from the results of the previous clip, that was about 30 minutes worth of farming, and I ended up with 259 electronic parts in total. Now, granted, I only hit 4 monoliths, and obviously that would have been more parts if I had hit more monoliths, but keep in mind, those monoliths have a ton of scrap, or like scrap electronics, which is what yields the electronic parts, and that was also having the plus 50% electronic parts perk on the disassembly bench. So this way, honestly, just isn't sustainable for mass production of wish rockets or smart AP ammo, whichever one that you need the electronic parts for. Seeing as how it takes 4 hours for monoliths to respawn. So I'm going to show you how I farm electronic parts and a ton of other stuff like Star Source, EL, and it's quicker, it's more efficient, and it's just way better than running from monolith to monolith every 4 hours. Alright, now that that's done, let's see how many electrical parts we get. 51. Okay, not bad. 130 Star Source, 51 electronic parts, and we even got a memory fragment in here. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's garbage, but hey. Oh, that's Treasure Hunter, actually. I thought that was Chainsaw Horror Show. That's cool. Alright, sick. And look at that, 6,550 EL. Alright, guys. So, 51 electronic parts. Big whoop, right? Well, that 51 is guaranteed every time you beat that boss, right? And at an average clear time of 2 minutes per run, you're looking at about 765 electronic parts, assuming you can beat the boss, 15 times in 30 minutes, right? Well, it took 30 minutes to loot 4 monoliths, and we were at, what, 259 parts, right? So, plus, you're getting Star Source and EL on top of farming it this way. Now, I don't know if you're curious, but I was, to see if any other bosses will give you more on pro mode, so I fought all the bosses. So every boss on Pro Mode seems to give you 51 electronic parts, right? Except for the Forsaken Giant. He gives you 69, but I don't see where an extra 18 parts is worth the 6-minute fight, since you can only do a certain amount of damage per weak spot. And if you're using the wish rockets on him that you are grinding the electronic parts to make, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But what about the normal bosses, right? Or even the hard bosses? Let's just try Treant, for example, to see what normal and hard will give you, to see if it's worth grinding those because it's a faster kill. Alright, so this is normal mode. Alright, so that's over. Let's see how many electronic parts it gives us, though. 12. Okay. But let's see what the time is here. So the time to kill is 47 seconds. So you could do 30 of these in 30 minutes. You could even do like 35. But unfortunately, 35 times 12, right, is going to be 420. So you're looking at 420 every 30 minutes versus 759 for doing half the work. Pro mode is harder, though. All right, let's try hard. I don't know why, but these vines are extremely susceptible to power surge damage. All right, let's take a look at how many you get here. So we got 36. Okay. Now let's look at the clear time for this. All right, so the clear time was 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Now, actually ignore that because I was getting some stuff set up for the video. So honestly, it was probably about a minute and 20 seconds. So a minute and 20 seconds. So you're looking at about 27 of these runs, right? We got 36. So 36 times 27. So actually, it would be more profitable to do it on hard mode than it would pro mode. Okay, because you're looking at 972, sorry. And if you could actually do it faster on pro mode, let's say you're using the boom boom or your build's just not garbage like mine, right? I mean, you're looking at over 1,000 parts every 30 minutes. So maybe this is the way to go right here. Yeah, guys, so we figured it out together. Actually, the best way to do this is just to farm hard mode over and over again. I mean, you're still getting Star Source, you're still getting EL, and you're making a killing on the electronic parts. I mean, if you're using the boom boom or a better bounce build or even a better power surge build than what I'm using, then you're looking at under a minute clear time on hard just because of how easy it is. And you can make over 1,000 parts every 30 minutes. And I mean, in that case, you can make it so that you can produce your own ammunition, you can produce your own wish rockets, and then you could even sell the rest or just keep it in your Eternal End, like if you have an alt account, which is actually something I didn't even talk about. I mean, you're doubling your production if you bring an alt account in. And if you're one of the nerds that has like 3 or 4 alt accounts, then you're tripling and quadrupling your production by bringing all your alt accounts in. And I mean, sure, it'll make the fight just a tad bit harder because the boss will have a little bit more health. But if your build is insane like that, or even if it's not insane, I mean, you're getting 4 times the amount of parts. Or even, let's just go back to just one alt account, like a normal person, right? You're getting double the amount of parts. So even if it takes you 20 or 30 seconds longer to kill the boss, you're still doubling those parts, right? And effectively getting 2,000 every 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm glad I could do the math on this. I'm glad you guys stayed and watched. If this helped you, or if you think this is going to help you, I don't know, man. Throw me a like, throw me a comment, subscribe. You know, I've got more builds coming out soon. I'm also, you see this farm behind me? This is a beet farm, and then this over here is a saffron farm, right? So I've got build tutorials coming out for those soon. So stay tuned for that. And I appreciate the viewership, guys. And y'all have fun on Once Human. Thanks.